So we're at Bradfield Woods. Bradfield Woods is situated about 5 or 6 miles southeast of Bury St Edmunds in West Suffolk. It's an ancient woodland which has been coppiced continually since at least 1252. Bradfield Woods is made up of primarily hazel and ash, with oak standards for the most part, and there are other trees, species found within the woods: birch, alder, willow, and lots of thorn, blackthorn, hawthorn, one hornbeam, a few spindle, bits of dogwood in the edges, and some crabapple make up the vast bulk of the trees we have. The whole wood is 175 acres, which is about 70 hectares. Bradfield Woods is protected as a SSSI, Site of Special Scientific Interest, and as a National Nature Reserve, which was established in 1994. So coppicing is the felling of trees as close to the ground as we can. That encourages regeneration of the plant from ground level, creating these multi-stem trees that we see throughout this woodland. This coppicing allows light into the woodland floor. That stimulates the regrowth not just of the trees, but allows our woodland wildflowers to regenerate, so particularly things like early purple orchids, oxlips. Nationally a scarce plant, so it's good that we have a good population here as a result of the coppice management that we undertake. The coppicing itself takes place here on a roughly 25-year rotation, so the trees are allowed to develop naturally for that period of time before they're then refelled again. This extends the life of the trees quite drastically. This wood has been coppiced since at least 1252. Some of the ash stalls in here, due to the nature of coppicing, they've survived a lot longer than they would completely naturally, and some of them are thought to be over 1,000 years old. With that, to potentially be the oldest living things in Suffolk. Coppicing provides structure within a woodland, a mosaic of different structures and different ages of woodland. This allows different species to thrive within different ages of coppice and different parts of the woodland, increasing that biodiversity you have within the woodland quite dramatically. The early part of coppice, the first year, really good for the wildflowers, the second year the same. As the trees begin to regrow and the canopy starts to close, bramble starts to come up underneath, that's good for the dormice, small mammals, nesting birds. And as the canopy grows further, you get a proliferation of bigger trees providing habitat for squirrels, for woodpeckers, for bats. When we coppice, we're not coppicing every tree. We leave some of the bigger trees as what we call standards. These are left to grow to full maturity and sometimes beyond. They become veteran trees over time with dead wood within them. The dead wood becomes great habitat for a whole host of invertebrates. Standing deadwood, upright deadwood, which is very dry comparatively, is host to a completely different set of invertebrates to laying deadwood, where it's been left on the ground where a tree has blown over. That's then wet deadwood on the ground. That becomes an entirely different set of invertebrates live within that, again increasing your diversity. Traditionally, coppice management was done for the product, so hazel provides all manner of useful products to people. Stakes and binders for hedge laying, or even just supports to grow your beans. Hazel rods for thatching or for wattle and daub, and firewood. Brash can be used for pea sticks. The ash, excellent firewood, excellent carving wood for spoons or for bowls. You can turns nicely. The woodland is open 365 days a year, dawn till dusk. Public access across all the paths. There's free parking down on the roadside. If you'd like to become a member, that would be massively beneficial to us to support the Trust and support the work we do, not just in Bradfield Woods, but across all 50 nature reserves that the Trust owns. I grew up bordering one of the Suffolk Wildlife Trust nature reserves. Spent my time as a kid looking at the wildlife that inhabited it, and from there stemmed a love of nature and a will to work within conservation and help to protect the landscape that we have.